You come home from work and you sit down and watch the TV, you eat dinner, and then you go to bed and you wake up and you wonder why you feel like shit. It adds up. I think it's really important that people stay connected to what's outdoors. So that's what we're pushing for, basically. That's what we're doing, kind of.
So we started out with like 50 chickens. Oh, there's a big toad. Look.
Hi, Toad.
Hi, Toad. I think my favorite thing about being out here is that I can open my door and then there's nature. I like being able to come outside and there's all these animals and all these trees. 3 Pyrenees / Anatolian Shepherds and 2 Goldens who think that they're kind of in the group with them. We haven't had like a predator attack our chickens pretty much ever since we've had the dogs. Yeah, she's definitely the droopiest girl. Should we show them our chickens? So again, shipping container. We just kind of retrofitted the inside. We worked up to like 2,000 hens at one point, but since the oil kind of took over, we downsized to homestead level.
Processing thousands of chickens is not fun, especially when it's freezing cold and when it's miserably hot outside. Like you never get very good weather. It's miserable some way. One of our last years, we had a big catastrophe where we had a trailer load full of chickens, maybe 500 chickens, and we broke down. And it was July. So we were out there, we were waiting for a tow truck to help us, and we were sitting there with pieces of cardboard just fanning these chickens for hours. Otherwise they just would die. And then, yeah, that was probably one of the last straws, personally.
Ready? All right, should we go see Gwen? But we never really had the proper infrastructure from the start because we started at 20 and 21 years old. We were broke, so we won't get back at it until we are like, we can just do it right, you know? So that's Gwen. That's our donkey.
So yeah, we did the meat chickens, we did the pigs, we did the hens, we did that for several years. And then when we first moved here, we started doing meat goats. That was pretty cool.
Once it's nice enough, once the grass comes up, we put the goats out to the field. And she's actually there to protect the goats. Say we were in a fight last week, so. Well, she made me more upset than I made her, but she got out and she went over to meet the neighbor's horses.
Last year we ended up having about 70 or so goats.
Can you show Andy where our goats are? The goats are gonna be having babies anytime, huh?
Duck.
We're selling to grocery stores and restaurants after a lot of pain and suffering and lots of, yeah, when you're first starting a business and trying to sell some eggs to somebody, you get laughed at a lot. They don't take you seriously until they do.
This is Stan, he's the dad. Stan the man, huh?
But I mean, that's part of it. I mean, you know, we had to go through all of it to be where we are right now. So I mean, I'm happy about everything that's happened.
It's peaceful, it's peaceful. Yeah, it stresses me out to go to town. Not really, but like once I get home, I'm like, thank goodness. It's just nice to be here. There's a couple flowers. I don't know what those are, we'll see.
But Encompass oil was finally getting to the point where it needed a little bit more attention and we couldn't be split so much. So we made the decision to slash the farm. And so we went from 1,500 chickens to 100, and we went from 70 goats to 13. It's been awesome.
The plan has always been just to like have a lot of little businesses, passive income, lots of eggs in the basket. I'm gonna dump these in. Oil just kind of happened to be what it was and we took it and that's great. We've been crazy busy lately. We've never really seen this amount of orders before, so we're kind of waiting on a few supplies before we can move on after this. I was tired of like the lotions I was using and stuff, and for a while I was just using olive oil. And I was like, well, I want it to like smell nice. I want it to be cool. So my husband kind of started playing with some different oils and different scents and stuff. kind of already had a good following on social media at that time. Not for any particular reason other than social media would be useful for any business that we started. Whatever business landed, that's what that was for, and that's what landed. So we were like, all right, we're gonna start selling this.
Boom! Is that a new label? Darn toot!
I think the 30-year-old mom crowd kind of got a hold of it and it took off.
Peppermint, lang lang, lemon, orange, and lavender. Just check the Etsy reviews, they'll tell you everything.
So Vince, he's been my hired man. He's been working here for about a year. Yeah, like a month ago, I was like, Vince, we need like 5 people. We got the whole family on. We're paying all of them, which is awesome. It's awesome for us, and it's beautiful. And she gets a friend.
So Al's John's has these like already set up, ready to go, little offices. It's awesome.
It's me and Andy. Oh, this is Aaliyah.
Now we're to the point about 2.5 years later that it's like, okay, we're expanding again. We have our entire shop cleared out to build the rest of the oil room, and that shipping container is just like a Band-Aid.
So this is a little AI rendering that I showed the builder. And then so all the workstations, instead of staring at a metal wall or a concrete wall or whatever, each workstation is gonna have a window. So they're looking out like at the farm. So, I don't know. I'm just making it up, I have no idea. Maybe they'll still quit after 6 months, but whatever. November will be 3 years. It's gonna be the beating heart for everything. I mean, when we started, we had 1 product. Now we have 5, and within the month we'll have technically 7, but 1 more with 2 variations. So I mean, this is just gonna keep growing.
Once we started selling it, we started having people coming back and saying, hey, like, did you know that the oil does this and that? And some of those things were like, this guy told me he has a job that's like out in the woods. He said, I came back and I maybe only had like 2 ticks as opposed to my usual like 40. And I'm like, oh, cool. So it's like kind of a bug repellent. We had countless reviews coming in for people with eczema, psoriasis, things like that, saying like, holy cow, this has cleared me up. And we were getting before and after pictures like crazy. So it's like we don't ever advertise like specifically like, hey, this helps with skin conditions. But like I'll say like, you can go look at the reviews. There's a lot of reviews that say it helps with skin conditions. So right now I'm getting like hundreds of emails coming in a day, like questions and orders and things like that. And when people ask like, hey, can I use this on my baby or can I use this on my dog or whatever, I say that's up to you. That's up to each person. I personally do. Here are reviews of other people who do. Like that's kind of how we go about that.
There's too much bullshit. And what we're trying to do is just complete, transparent honesty. And I think people will soon get to the point where they're putting their foot down and they don't want chemicals in their crap anymore. The stuff that they buy, they want it to be safe for them. What's cool about us is a child can consume every single one of our products and you don't have to call poison control. And that's a huge deal to me. What are you doing? Oh, just walking away. Come on.
She's gonna be 2 in August, and I've always just kind of let her be wild.
Wow. I see. We can't go out, we gotta do oil.
She does a pretty good job. She's getting old enough now that she can kind of understand like, hey, I'm doing this right now. You gotta go play or whatever, or help me. Perfect. Should we go get the other one? There's 1 more. There were times that I didn't get as much done as I wanted to get done, and that still happens, but I say there's always tomorrow, and if there's not tomorrow, then who cares?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be outdoors and do outdoors things a lot more than I did. I read some statistic that, you know, the average like under 18 spends like 5 or 7 hours or something like that on their phone. And that's insane.
What do you think? Camera, yeah.
You know, you see people who are, you know, they have all these hard lines and they have all these restrictions, like you can't do this, you can't do that, no screen time or whatever. Like we're trying to be as relaxed as possible, but promoting natural and normal, old normal things. Like I'm not trying to be weird about it, but when you don't look at a device and you're just doing what you do, it's actually fulfilling. This business that we're building, When she's 18, I'm giving it to them as soon as possible. I don't want it. I'm just doing this for them. This has nothing to do with me.
I'm doing everything that I am doing for my children. And that's pretty much my entire purpose, but you've got purposes, I suppose.
I would really like to make our inner circle as big as it can be, and I want to help everybody in our inner circle. For example, one of our next objectives is to buy a house for somebody that very deserves it. Why would you buy a house for somebody else that you're not even gonna live in? But I don't know, I don't know. I think the world needs a little bit more kindness. And again, back to the kindness and honesty type thing. And I think when you can do something, I think that you should. If you're capable of doing something, you should. And I think the goal for everybody should be to be net positive in the sense of doing good. You know, not like, not doing it one time or whatever, I mean, everyone has their downs and ups and whatever. But I think that just people should strive overall to be good.